So a couple weeks ago, I decided to rebuild my Squire Bass 6, and the first thing we did was order a new bridge from Statrum, which is a company in England. If they make a bridge for your Fender product, buy it. Don't even question it, because whatever Fender put on your guitar, I guarantee this thing kicks its ass. And new strings from Labella. I think the only company that makes strings for a Bass 6 that says Bass 6 on the package, so if you're in doubt, buy the Labella strings. Don't buy the flat wounds. If you buy the flat wounds, what I just did to this instrument is a complete waste of time. You're just going to make it and turn it to mud and have no sustain. It will be terrible. Then I went to Axemasters. Axemasters is a company that makes brass nuts. He made a custom one for me. You can find him on either eBay or Etsy. Axemasters, the guy's great. He made a special bridge nut for me because he didn't make one, of course, for the Bass 6 in stock. Under 20 bucks, had it in under a week. Can't recommend the guy highly enough. The nut is just really, really well built. Don't do the next part I did unless you're willing to put like 30 hours of hard hand sanding into it, because you'll just come up with something crappy. But I spent pretty much 5 nights straight sanding the body, taking off the mithril polyester resin paint Squire likes to put on their guitars. This was the black model. Underneath that is about a 32nd to 16th of an inch of what appeared to be Bondo, and then the most hideous color orange stain that you could ever want to see on a nice piece of wood. No matter what I did, the orange bled through. I learned to deal with it. The hard part was making all the contours that seemed like they should have been there. It was hard to tell with what was considered the guitar body underneath all the finish. I handed the bevels, tried to do the best I could to correct all the contours and let the nice grain of the wood out. While I did that, it took what feels like a pound of basically crap off my guitar, and now it not turned on, it's this resonant. I can feel the resonant, I can totally feel that in the headstock. The whole body vibrates now. It's giving the instrument so much punch, it's not even funny. And basically, this is neither a bass guitar nor a baritone guitar. It's a Bass 6. It's a totally different critter than either. It can kind of do both, but it does way more than that. Obviously, he used what it was around the shop, so he used a Mustang body. These are Jaguar pickups. Single coils. You have your neck, middle, bridge. Middle pickup is wired out of phase, so it automatically acts as a humbucker if it's combined with the other two pickups. Now that the body has been freed up to resonate, what it didn't do before, I should have done it before video, I had no idea I was going to do this much work to the guitar, is there's a wide range of tones you get out of this. So if you just turn on the bridge neck pickup, pretty much what you would expect out of a bass guitar. The middle pickup, really bassy, a lot more punch to it, it seems like. You've got your bridge pickup, and then this switch is like a bass strangle. It's supposed to make it sound more guitar-like. So let's go on the high strings for a change. Middle pickup, neck, and then when you combine them, all three. We'll just try the neck one. Middle. neat thing you can do with this guitar is, unlike a bass, you can actually play chords on this thing, which opens up a whole new deal. So, when I do chords, I find having the bridge pick up so you get the high notes, and we can put on the middle, and we'll just do a basic A minor chord. All three pickups. Strangle on. All this is going through a early 80s Roland jazz chorus amp. No effects turned on. I'm trying to get everything just clean. It's in the low power jack, so everything you're hearing is absolutely no effects through a solid state amp. So that you can do chord work on this thing. Which I challenge you to do that on the bass guitar. And we'll try that with just the neck. Yeah, so I just wanted to put the guitar through its paces and show you how it's different. So basically you can take a $350 Squire, add a $100 bridge shipped from England, a $20 brass nut, and a new set of strings, and if you take the crap off the body, you'll wind up with an amazing instrument. And today's fun fact that when you watch Spinal Tap, and he's like, don't even point at that guitar, and it sustains, in fact it's playing right now, you can't hear it. Not only is that a really rare guitar, that is a Bass 6. It was one of two made that year in seafoam green. There's a Phil X video on YouTube from Fretted Americano that you can watch where he puts it through its pages. He plays the other one made that year. And sure enough, with brass nut and a decent bridge, it has sustained forever, which it did not before, and that was a combination of things. The strings Fender puts on it at the factory aren't very good. The neck joint, when the guitar was stripped so I could refinish it, my roommate, friend, and guitar tech Kyle, we found factory original sawdust in the neck pocket, and it was probably only making contact in a couple of spots. The finish is, and the wood wasn't finished, let's face it. That's why it took 5 nights to basically sand it. A night of buffing it with various grades of steel wool, and then I applied just basically tongue oil and turtle wax, and that's the only finish on the guitar. And now I really don't want any heavily painted finished guitars, because even on an electric, despite what anyone tells you, the wood resonating makes a huge difference, night and day. What you'll hear for tone coming out of your guitar and the way it feels against your body when you feel the notes resonate through it, there's no comparison. If you have a heavy polyester finish on your guitar, you're basically strangling the tone out of what you could have. And that's it.